In the land of Ijibu, where the hills breathe stories and rivers whisper secrets, a dawn like no other was born. The cock's crow echoed through the red earth village of Okoro, where every sunrise carried both promise and warning. Beneath a thatched veranda sat Ebunaloa's mother, a woman whose eyes held the wisdom of storms and the tenderness of rivers. Her daughter, Àdùnní, knelt beside her, carefully braiding her mother's gray hair. Ebunaloa's mother, in her gentle voice, "My daughter, O mommy, remember this, do not bring shame upon my name. Be the light I could not be." Àdùnní looked up, her face glowing with innocence. She was a child of promise, obedient, brave, and pure of heart. "I swear by the river that birthed me, Mama," she said softly. "I will be your pride." Ebunaloa's mother smiled and placed 3 white cowries in her daughter's palm. "These," she whispered, "are the eyes of the ancestors. Keep them close. For one who forgets her roots will repeat her forefathers' mistakes." In that moment, the morning sun burst through the clouds, and a soft breeze swept the courtyard. The ancestors, it seemed, were listening. In the heart of the village, elders sat beneath the old Iroko tree, whispering tales of Àdùnní's destiny. "That child carries fire in her shadow," said one. "But fire can warm or burn, time will tell." Days turned to weeks. Àdùnní grew into a radiant young woman. Her laughter echoed by the riverside, where she fetched water with her friends, splashing and singing songs of youth. "You are too gentle," her friends teased. "One day a man will steal your heart and you won't even notice." Àdùnní only smiled, remembering her mother's words. One night, the river glowed under the moon. Àdùnní sat alone by its edge, humming softly. The surface rippled as if someone, or something, listened. "Ocean," she whispered, "goddess of purity, help me keep my promise." A single fish jumped, creating a shining ring of water. The sign was clear, her vow had been heard. Days later, she visited Baba Ojo, the priest whose cowries never lied. His face was painted with white chalk, his eyes heavy with unseen truths. "Child of Ebunaloa," he said, spreading his cowries, "you have made a promise strong enough to bind spirits. Keep your heart clean, or the river will weep." "I will, Baba," Àdùnní replied. "I will not forget who I am." Soon came the festival of new harvest. The village danced under 1,000 torches. Drummers called to the heavens, masquerades twirled in sacred dust, and women's wrappers flared like flames. In the center stood Àdùnní, proud, radiant, and fearless. Before the elders, she raised her cowries to the sky. "I vow," she said, "to live in truth, to protect the name of my mother, and to honor the river that gave me life." The crowd cheered, and even the winds seemed to pause. Ebunaloa's mother, tears glistening in her eyes, placed both hands on her daughter's head. "Go and live, Àdùnní," she said softly. "But remember, the water you respect will carry you, the one you mock will drown you." As the festival roared on, a stranger stood in the shadows, Deji, a young trader from the coast, his eyes fixed on Àdùnní like a hunter watching a gazelle. He smiled faintly as the drums echoed across the night. "So, Imamat, that is the girl of the river." And so, the promise was made, but fate was already watching. Àdùnní, sweetness of the earth, had sown her vow under the moonlight, not knowing that temptation was already on its way. In Okoro, the market was more than a place of trade, it was the heartbeat of the village, where words were currency and gossip was gold. The morning sun blazed upon woven baskets and shouting traders. "Fresh groundnuts," one woman called. Another sang of her pepper so red they could wake the dead. Àdùnní and her mother sat beneath a wide umbrella, selling herbs and potions, healing leaves for women, charms for protection, and love powder for those who dared. That was when Deji arrived, tall, confident, dressed in blue wrappers with golden embroidery. His caravan followed him, men bearing mirrors, coral beads, and perfumes from the coast. The crowd gasped, even the air seemed to pause as his voice roared like honey. "Good morning, mothers of Okoro," Deji greeted with a grin. "I come from Idonra, bearing treasures for the eyes that see beauty." Market women whispered behind their fans. "See him. He walks like a prince. Oh, that one will break hearts before sunset." Dejia's gaze soon found Àdùnní, arranging leaves carefully beside her mother. She didn't notice him at first, but his eyes lingered like a shadow that refused to move. He approached. "Are these herbs for strength or beauty?" he asked with a teasing tone. Àdùnní, startled, looked up. "They are for healing, sir. Beauty fades, but health remains." Deji chuckled. "Spoken like a wise woman. But surely the gods have given you both." He handed her a small coral bead. "For your basket, may your trade prosper." She hesitated, glancing toward her mother, who was busy with a customer. Against her better judgment, she accepted it. That night, Ebunalua's mother could sense unease in her heart. As the fire crackled in their hut, she spoke softly. "Àdùnní," she said, "do not let flattery enter your ears. A priest's word may deceive, but shame lasts longer." "He was only being kind, Mama," Àdùnní replied. "He is a trader from Idonra, not a spirit." "All danger doesn't wear horns," her mother said. But when night came, Àdùnní couldn't sleep. She stepped outside, the coral beads glowing faintly under the moon. The moonlight touched her face as she whispered, "Maybe Mama worries too much." Meanwhile, in his shrine across the village, Baba Ojo threw his cowries. They fell in a strange pattern, 2 moons and a serpent. His eyes widened. He muttered, "2 moons cannot rule the same night. Trouble is coming." Days passed. Deji returned again and again to the market. Each time, his gifts grew finer: silk scarves, earrings, perfume. Each time, Àdùnní's smile grew a little softer. The women gossiped. "N. the daughter of Ebunalua has found her macho. Oh, her mother will soon dance at her wedding." But not all tongues spoke kindly. Some whispered of jealousy, others of warnings. One moonlit evening, Àdùnní walked to the riverside where she used to pray. Deji was waiting there. "You came," he said. "Only to see the moon, not you," she teased, but her eyes betrayed her heart. "Then let me be the moon tonight," he replied, stepping closer. The river shimmered as if watching. Somewhere deep inside, Àdùnní heard her mother's voice echo, "The river knows its child first." But she ignored it. She stood still as Deji took her hand. At that same hour, Ebunalua's mother knelt before her shrine, pouring libation. "Ancestors of my mother's mother," she cried, "protect my child. The wind that smells of the sea is blowing too close." The flame flickered. The lizard scurried across the wall. It was an omen, but she did not understand it yet. In the beauty of her trust, Àdùnní could not see the shadow that had already entered her path. For love, when mixed with pride, can blind even the purest heart. Àdùnní, the daughter of promise, had taken her first step toward the edge of the storm.